Hi, I'm Dinesh, the Spicy Gourmet. Welcome back, and this time not to my kitchen, but to my really good friends, Bob and Ellen Lilly. It's a very special occasion as we introduce a holiday gift, the Spicy Gourmet Classic Garam Masala Spice Set. What this consists of is Ceylon cinnamon, whole black pepper, cloves, coriander, cumin, and of course one of my favorites, this is the green cardamom. So what we're going to prepare with this is a mixed vegetable curry. And there we are. So before we do that, the essential part of preparing these spices is of course to roast them and mill them, grind them. So that's what we're going to do first. Okay, so I've introduced the whole spices, the larger ones here: cardamom, black pepper, cinnamon, and cloves. And finally, I introduced the cumin, which are the tiniest seeds, so they take a little less time to roast. And we're being careful not to burn them, of course. Stir this around a little bit. And then I'm going to take it off the fire. And let it cool. And of course, the best way to let it cool is not in the pan, because that's going to continue to keep roasting. Just going to put it on a plate like this. And this actually has to cool all the way down. Otherwise, when you mill it, when you grind it in the grinder, it's going to be a little gooey. You don't want that to happen. So you want to cool it down so you get a nice powder. Okay, so we'll do that. And then we'll proceed with the vegetables, and we'll be well on our way. Okay, so the Classic Garam Masala blend, we've roasted it, we have let it cool and milled it, so it's a fine powder like this. Of course, the fineness is entirely up to you. And now we're ready to prepare the mixed vegetable curry. Now, I'm not a huge veg fan, but this mixture of vegetables is really appealing to me, as I am sure it might be to you. So we have a combination of carrots, potatoes, onions, green beans, and okra. And the other ingredients, oh, of course, and remove that away, it's getting a little hot, cauliflower florets. And the spices and other ingredients that we're going to use is garlic, and then we have garam masala, of course, some additional cumin, coriander, ginger, and what's typical to most northern Indian cuisine is yogurt. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to brown, this might be a little too hot, brown the potatoes, carrots, and the onions in some ghee. You may use vegetable oil if you wish, but ghee is what's called for. Okay, ghee being clarified butter. So we can do that first. And let this brown for a few minutes. Okay, so now we are attempting to brown this initial list of ingredients that I spoke to you about: potatoes, carrots, and onions. And then we're going to put in the cauliflower and stir that around for a couple of minutes. Okay, so out of the okra, stir fried for a couple of minutes. Now what we're going to do is, as they say, we're going to round in the turn, heading home. Okay, so we're going to add the spices, the garam masala. Going to add the additional coriander, cumin, and then we're going to add the okra and the green bean. That, like so. Stir it for a few seconds, let the spices coat, and then we're going to add the ginger and the garlic. There we are. Put this to the side. That is looking just wonderful. And I'm sure it's going to turn out to taste as wonderful as it looks. That's my hope anyway. Okay, finally we're going to add some salt and the yogurt. Here we are. And we're going to add some water. Stir, cover, and let it cook. There you go. For you vegetarians, I'm sure this is going to come as a wonderful surprise. You know, a taste of India with all these delicious vegetables and, of course, the spices, the classic garam masala spices, and some Western herbs. Now, we're going to garnish this later on with some either mint or coriander leaves, okay, chopped, of course. And we'll introduce that towards the end of this. For right now, we're going to have to let this cook. So basically, low to medium heat. We're going to cover this and let it cook for about 10 to 15 minutes and see how it turns out. Of course, you'll need to add salt to taste once it's cooked. Okay, there we have the mixed vegetable curry, which we prepared with the classic garam masala blend. All that's left to do is to basically ladle it out here onto a serving platter. Now, I must say, this is not by any means spicy, pungent, any of that. All it has is a little pepper that might kind of scintillate your palate, but other than that, there's no cayenne, there are no chili peppers, etc. As a matter of fact, I think the next time I make this for myself and my friends and guests, I will introduce, much like these green beans, a couple of serrano peppers. I think that'll add a bite to it. In fact, I will include that in the recipe. I think that's worth one's while because I think it'll complement the spices. But then again, that's entirely up to you. There we have it. Now we are going to finally garnish this with some cilantro, or if you wish, you may use some mint. Okay, there we are. The next recipe that we'll be preparing will be from this very same kitchen. My friends Bob and Ellen Lilly, who have kindly invited me to be their guest, so I can share this wonderful food with you and these wonderful spices. So the next recipe will be what's called a Balti stir fry. It's a fiery dish, and the term Balti I'll explain to you when we next meet. Until then, I'm Dinesh the Spicy Gourmet. Thank you again for joining me. Bye-bye. Cheers.